Hello and welcome back to the Making Fire podcast. This is a podcast where two longtime besties talk about their favorite TV show, Survivor. This week we are covering episode 2 of Survivor season 49. So excited. But before we get into it, Riley, I have to ask, how are you?
I'm doing so good. I have something sort of I've been listening to Las Culturistas a lot recently, our peers, our podcast peers, and I want to do my I don't think so, honey, for a minute.
Yes.
And it doesn't necessarily have to do with culture, but there's just something pissing me off right now, and I feel like I only need a minute to talk about it, so that's what I'm gonna gonna do. Do you
want me to start the time?
Yeah, you can start the time and count me down.
Okay, ready, set, go.
I don't think so, honey. Taillights and headlights that need to be on 100% brightness. Why am I driving down the freeway and I am blinded? I'm sending the picture to Maddie on Discord because I need this picture incorporated into the episode. Why am I being blinded on the freeway? I can't see. And I'm currently driving a car lower than any car I've driven to the past. Is that sort of my fault? Maybe, yes, at the end of the day. But why is it so bright? It feels like the sun is in my eyes through my mirror. I literally feel like I have a ring light in my car blinding me as I'm driving down the road. Trucks that are 8 feet in the fucking air, you do not need lights that feel like brights times 10. I can't see. I have to sit like this in my car because I can't see anything on the road. I am being blinded. At what point is a light too bright? You don't need to see. Like, we're on the same freeway right now. There's 10 million cars. Your lights don't need to be that bright.
Exactly. And thank you for that, first of all. That was so fun.
You're so welcome.
I wholeheartedly agree. It is so completely unnecessary. Like, you do not need truly, like, the brightness of the sun at all times. Like, sure, if you are maybe on some not well lit back roads with no other cars around, sure, turn those brights on. But turn them on. They don't need to be on already.
Right.
It is absolutely insane. And it was one of the reasons why maybe one of the only reasons why I didn't love my old Outback that was really low to the ground, because I was like, wow, it's right in my face. Like, I cannot see anything.
And if Maddie puts in the picture, you guys can literally see
it's crazy.
The light from my mirror there's a ring around my face, like a sleeping mask. I literally could not see, and I was like, it gets to a point.
Yes.
No, like, literally, like, because it gets to a point, why there's no need. And again, I drive a car that at the moment that is very low to the ground, which doesn't help. But I'm like, it can't be safe to have lights this bright. Trucks in general, I'm like, if you're driving a giant ass truck, it's just already not safe to begin with, and you're adding all of these like things to it that are making it more unsafe.
Okay, and a couple things off that. First of all, it's so frustrating when not only are you being blinded, like, head on by headlights, but when it's in your mirror as well, like your side mirror, your back mirror, you're like, oh, I'm being blinded from every possible angle. Like,
and
I am a hazard on the road because of you.
Yes.
And then...
And it's not my fault.
You know what? The most intimidating drivers on the road are always people in these massive trucks who think that they just own the road. Oh
my God, minutes away. I'm like, girl, if I make you upset, I know you're about to, like, speed past me.
Yes.
Shoot me, maybe. Like, I don't know what's going on.
Yes, they're going to tailgate you. Like,
yes, I'm like, get off my ass right now.
Yes, that's I don't think
I'm going
people
15...
that drive trucks, big trucks specifically.
I'm going 15 miles over the speed limit. You do not need to be going faster than me. Like, I'm sorry. I should have prefaced, I don't think so, honey, for those who aren't familiar with the podcast Las Culturistas, go watch it. It's a great podcast, but at the end of every episode, they do a minute where they rant about something in culture that's bothering them. And it always starts, I don't think so, honey, and then you go into the thing.
And I actually think about that in my day-to-day. Like, something will bother me, and I'll be like, I don't think so, honey.
I don't think so, honey. It's so good. So I need to get that rant off my chest because it literally is pissing me off. You don't need lights that bright, and I don't care what your reasoning is. Again, even if you need them, if you live on like a back road situation, just turn the brights on when you need them.
Yeah.
As somebody who used to live like where there are no lights, you know what I mean? Like sometimes you do just have to turn the brights on, and that's okay.
Yes.
Do it when you're
Time
off the
and
freeway.
place.
Time and place, and you did it at my fucking birthday dinner.
Exactly. That picture is really good though.
I know. I literally was like, girl, I literally can't see anything. It's crazy. That's how I'm doing, Maddie. How are you doing?
Okay, I'm doing actually pretty good. I have two exciting things I want to talk about today. The first, oh my God, I have gone back into Club Penguin in a big way.
Whoa.
Club Penguin Journey, for anyone who's interested, it's run by fans and it's incredible. It's literally Club Penguin.
Do you have to pay for an account?
No. It's all free, including being like a member. So you get access to everything. And it is just like nostalgia times a million. That game is actually so fun. The little mini games on it are so fun. Just once in a while I sort of check in. They still do all the festivals, different events and stuff. And it has been so much fun. Like when I'm just, if it's in the evening, a ghost. Lately I've been sort of clocking into watching Parks and Rec through again, and then I'll just have sort of Club Penguin on my laptop, and I'm sort of playing, ice fishing, have my puffles, all of that.
Of course.
So that has been sort of super fun for me. But one of the most interesting things I've gone into lately, I have lately become obsessed with this woman who is looking for Cleopatra's tomb. Complete 180, by the way.
On TikTok?
Well, she's not on TikTok, but someone covers it on TikTok. And then Disney Plus recently came out with a National Geographic documentary with sort of her search so far.
God.
And then I'm just interested.
I didn't know that was happening today. I didn't know Cleopatra was missing.
Yes, no one has ever found her tomb. And she said, or it's somewhere that no man will ever find her tomb. And they're like, oh, well, this woman, Kathleen Martinez, I believe, not a man. So no man will ever find her tomb. And she is making insane progress. Like, it is actually crazy what she has uncovered. And, like, she's just, the way she thinks is so perfect. Like, I wholeheartedly believe that she will find it. Like, she is so close.
I love women supporting women.
Yes. It is so fascinating. And then it's just got me down to this whole rabbit hole of, like, I feel like I don't know enough about ancient Egypt and Cleopatra and the politics and everything. So I think added to my TBR, I believe it's called The Memoirs of Cleopatra or something. It's told from Cleopatra's sort of POV, but apparently it's very historically accurate. My only issue is it's about 1,500 pages, so I need sort of like the time to get into that. But it's very...
Why do you write like you're running out of time?
Really? So that has been sort of my hyperfixation lately. How crazy of a time. And I just I need minute by minute, play by plays of sort of what Kathleen is uncovering. But she's not working like round the clock year round because of permits and things like that. Yeah.
Kind of similar. Have you seen that woman who is building a mine in her basement?
Sometimes a video will pop up on my TikTok and I'm like, the progress is crazy.
I remember I saw an update video. She was like, update since I started. And I'm like, wow, she really has like actually done it. And I know for a while there, the point of people were making fun of her because they were like, girl, you're going to get your shut down. Like, you're going to go to jail for not getting any permits. But then she literally got permits from whatever city she lives in. And their city was like, yeah.
Sure.
And so now everything she does is legal, which is great. It's kind of the same thing if you think about it.
In a way, yeah.
I was going to say, I hate to blame it on this because everything gets blamed on this, but really it's true. The reason we don't know a lot about ancient Egypt, say it with me, is because of racism. So, oh God, at the end of the day, racism and colonialism just continue to be...
And so much of what we know about Cleopatra was told by Rome and Romans and like telling it from their perspective on her being the enemy. And also they truly, like, it's not even a joke. Like, they did not like that a woman was in charge. Like, it did not fit
Right.
with their societal norms.
Right.
And just sort of like trying to actually learn about what was actually happening is so fascinating. Oh, and I forgot to mention. So the site where they think, like, the area where it could be, I don't remember what it's called, but it's like this sort
It's
of
in Toledo, Ohio.
yes.
Would you gag?
No, it's on this, like, I don't know what to call it. It's not like a fort. It's just like the sort of structure on the coast of Egypt. And originally in that area, it was like a port, a big port, like lots of trade coming in, all of that. But an earthquake and like other factors like sunk a lot of like the whole port area. And
Got it.
so this sort of excavation has turned underwater partially at this point. And there's a tunnel that leads from the on-land structure down into the water where the other structure would have been. And get this, the guy who found the Titanic has been brought onto this mission and is helping in this sort of water search.
Oh, God.
Uh-huh.
Everything. Wow, this is kind of. This is a big deal. I haven't even heard any of this is happening.
I cannot recommend it enough if you just sort of
Well, I'm sure now
look
we've been
online.
talking about it. My TikTok is going to be full of it.
Yes. So anyways, please everyone lock into that. I cannot wait to see where this goes.
Right now, my TikTok is full of Robert Irwin, so I also have you to thank for that.
As it should be. Oh, yes. Oh, which Dancing with the Stars was criminal on
Okay,
Tuesday.
I saw this. A little reality TV update moment that, what's his name and what's her name?
Brandon Armstrong and
Fifth Harmony.
Yes, Lauren from Fifth Harmony. They were voted off this week. Stand up if you're voting for, Hillary from Boston. Why is she still there?
I don't know who that is.
Hilaria Baldwin.
Oh, from Boston?
Well, she likes to, this is like her whole thing, is
Oh,
that
got
she's
it.
really like locked into this bit, not a joke to her, where she
Right.
is like from Spain, she's Hilaria. And she like claims to be like she is from Spain. She's like will pretend to forget English words,
Which
but
is
she's
crazy
actually
'cause, like,
not from Spain.
Why are we claiming to be from Spain? Like, at the end of the day.
She's from Boston. Both of her parents, they're just American.
God,
Like they're not at all
from Boston.
Yes. But there's a bunch of clips of her online. She likes to talk with this accent, and then she'll point to something and act like she doesn't know what it is in English.
It's giving very J-Lo, J-Lo from the Block is what it's giving.
And she's married to Alec Baldwin.
Heard.
And
I'm
I
familiar.
can't stand her. Also, get this, she was a ballroom dancer, like pro. And now she's dancing on Dancing with the Stars. Somehow, she says that her career was, I believe this part. She says that, like, she sort of had to stop because she broke her hip or something and hasn't been able to dance since. And I will say, that diva is stiff. I do not understand why she is getting the scores she is getting. She is not good. She's not fluid at all. And this is coming from someone who's not a dancer, not a ballroom dancer, but I do sort of have eyes.
And hey.
And she's still on there. And Brandon and Lauren were sort of voted off this week, which was crazy. It just really upsetting. I was sort of rooting for them hardcore. They had 10 votes from me every week, we'll say that.
Oh, that's so kind of you. I don't know how the voting works, but I believe you.
Apparently, it's a combination of judges' scores and viewer
Girl,
scores.
that's some Drag Race production bullshit. I'm sorry.
It is, and people were asking, they're like, okay, but how? They were asking, like, Brandon's wife, who runs his social media. They were like, how does the voting work? And she's like, really, no one knows. Like, no one actually knows. So, do with that information what you will. Anyways,
Heard.
do you want to get into Survivor?
We do know how the voting works on Survivor. Let's get into it.
We do, thank God. Okay.
Can I say?
Yeah.
I know we were really fighting the boring claims last episode. I do have to say that I was a tad underwhelmed this episode, and I hate to say it. Just a tad. I'm liking the people so far. There isn't a lot of action going on, and I'm sure it will ramp up as the season goes on. It's always hard at the first, especially the second episode, because the premiere is always so exciting, and then the second episode, it's like...
Okay. I think what was sort of happening is when you have one tribe that is continuing to lose, they don't have Flint. Like, they've never had Flint.
Right.
They're so fatigued and tired that, like,
right.
They can't...
Like, how are they going to give us good content if they can't even, like, strategize?
Yes, like, they can't even form thoughts. So, you know, that's its own thing. Anyways, we open on the... Okay, Kela tribe is how I think they were saying it. Why would you say it like that? Kela?
I thought it was Keela.
Keela sounds so much better, but Jeff was saying Kela, so I'm going
to
say it like that. We open on the Kela tribe the morning after tribal, and they're talking about being stronger moving forward now that Nicole's gone, and hoping for some wins so they can get some Flint to cook food. And Jeremiah though, is sort of perfectly fine because he has resorted to eating worms, and he does share them with his friends.
Girl, like, you're just playing in these people's dirt. Like, get out. The worms are not even big enough to have any substance for you. You're literally mostly eating dirt. At the end of the day.
Yeah.
Like, it was kind of just pissing me off because I'm like, girl, you're not... Like, you're doing it for the spectacle, which I can respect and I can understand. Mm-hmm. The worms are this big. There's literally no substance. You're not even getting, like, calories.
No.
Like, you're eating worm poop and dirt.
Right. Hey, you know what? It did make for TV, though. Good TV moment.
I'll give him that.
So then we get a confessional from Annie, who says that she is happy to go to tribal again because she wants to get rid of Jake ASAP. So she goes to Sophie, Jeremiah, Alex, and is planting the seed that they need to get rid of Jake because they cannot have him around when they get to the merge. Mind you, there's been one vote.
That's why I'm like, girl, slow. I know the new era moves very quickly, but take it a day at a time.
Yeah. And then Annie, when talking to Alex, is like, it's actually like Sophie sort of hardcore wants Jake gone. And he's like, are you sure about that? How will we win challenges? And she's like, she really is like IDGAF about challenges. So we'll see how that continues.
Puppet Master Annie, she has a plan, y'all. Trust in it.
You know, and we won't get to see that sort of come to fruition. After the intro song, we go to the Uli Beach where Savannah has found a crab, and everyone is so stoked to have this crab. Specifically Shannon. But first, Shannon has to gather the tribe to speak a prayer of gratitude over the crab before they cook him. If you were on this tribe, what do you think your reaction to all of this would have been?
Okay, I think my reaction would have been playing into it because I just know these are the type of, like, as soon as somebody like this, girl, this is how cults form, number one.
Yes.
And number two, in the game of Survivor, I understand that I'm like, okay, I just have to play into it. But I'm like, I feel like everybody else is just playing into it because they don't want to be the one person to not. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And so I would also play into it, but in confessionals, I'd be like, this is actually insane.
Yeah.
Kill the crab and eat it. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Why are we having to do a prayer circle for this crab?
Yeah. And I'm sorry. No, I'm not even going to go there. Okay. Nate.
Okay, all right. Moving on.
Well, we get Nate, who does sort of tell us how uncomfortable he is on this tribe, which I thought this whole thing was very funny. He isn't really sure about all of the vibes and making space and calling things fire and all of that going on. And we get some awesome shots of Nate in conversations with people who are using this sort of young person slang and him just looking so over it and trying to act like he cares. And I love...
What really could have topped this all off if you put, like, a young twink on this tribe as well. I mean, Rizzo is on the tribe, but, like, if you put, like, a young, like, gay man on this tribe, the language barrier would have been... You think fire and vibes, Baby, a young gay man would have your head spinning. A young queer person, just in general.
Yeah.
No, because I'm really holding space for this crab today. You know, like I really feel like I have this personal connection, and you know, we've sort of assimilated together on this tribe, and
We're taking up the same space here on this beach.
we're
Like,
taking
this
up
is its
space on
home.
this beach. The tone, and then there's another like. Put on like a brat gay, you know what I mean? Like, oh, this is really cunty. That crap is cunty. like absolutely like stunning girl. Me on that tribe, OGAG, like
Calling everyone girl, he would have been like, I'm not sort of understanding.
looking at Nate, I would have been like, girl, can you believe what we've been doing? Can you believe we just got that grab?
And you know what? Him and Jeremiah are going to be the best duo later on.
No, they are. Trust and believe.
Then we have RIZGOD and Nate having a little one-on-one where Rizzo is sort of, you know, doing exactly what Nate doesn't want him to do and is sort of pinning him as his dad figure,
Right.
calling him old. And then Riz God sort of pulls Nate into a 4 with him, Savannah, and Shannon and is like, hey, I think we'd be strong together. And also, we get a little narration moment from Savannah using her news person voice. I don't understand why, like, this news voice is a thing. Like, when I hear someone on the news, like, just the local news, using their,
Right.
like, news voice, I'm like, I'm kind of cringing out right now. Like, this is, like, can we just talk
would it be like?
normal?
Hi, I'm Riley, and welcome back to the Making Fire News. Like, I get what you're
I
saying.
feel like that was even better, though, than some of them. Some of them are just, it's so
Hi,
loud.
I'm Riley, and welcome back to the Making Fire News.
It's like the inflections.
The inflections is
talk.
the weird part. No, I think that's the perfect way to question it.
So, yeah. Then we go to the Hina Beach, and they seem to be having a good time after all these wins that they are sort of having. And then we hear from Matt, Steven, and Christina, who are talking, and they want to pull MC into a 4 with them. And so they approach her and are like, hey, do you want to work with us, strong 4? And she's like, yes, of course. But really, she's like, why would I turn down an alliance?
Right.
Even though, like I'm going to play into this, but it is also sort of concerning that I'm the one being pulled into this 4, like when they are very clearly a core 3. So I'm on the outs of this group. Also, I don't trust Matt, which I loved her for clocking that. Then, as a group, the main 3 sort of bring up voting for Sophie first, but MC is like, I like Sophie. So I'm not sure how this will play out eventually, if it ever sort of anything comes of it, but she sort of takes this information immediately to Sophie and is like, hey, they want to get you out. Sort of stir the pot a little, but also keep her options open.
I don't know. I feel like low-key MC's controlling it over there.
Yeah.
I just feel, for somebody who we talk, Maddie's winner pick, hey, gotta give her the credit where the credit's due. I feel like someone who preseason, I was a little thrown off. Well, I don't know thrown off, but I was like intrigued how it will go. Somebody who has not watched the show very often. I was interested to see how she'd handle being in the moment, but I feel like that was the most strategically sound thing we've seen. We saw, at least saw this episode, where I was like, thank God you realized you were on the bottom of that alliance.
Yes. I am really glad that she's sort of able to recognize, hey, if I'm being pulled into a 4 here, there's already a 3 that have sort of already formed.
I know, and Matt, like, specifically being like, we already have a 3 and we think you'd be a great 4. Oh my God, literally, like, think about something. I don't know. Like, use your brain for something.
Right. I'm just really glad that she's able to clock Matt.
Right.
Immediately. So, anyways, we go back to Uli and we hear from Sage about how she was an Easter bunny at one point, sort of got into the mascot world for a smidge, but didn't really love it. And then we have the core 4 of the group talking about Sage and Jawan being on the outs and how Jawan has clearly been looking for an idol on his little walks. And to sort of like cover what he's been doing, he's been looking for firewood allegedly, but then he's collecting like these tiny sticks and putting them in a bag, and they think like, oh, if he grabs an idol then people won't notice him like putting stuff in his bag, but he does he is actually using Savannah's bag. And he says that he didn't realize that until he dumped the stuff out and then continued to use it. And she's like, bugs are sort of like the number one thing I hate, and now my bag is full of dirt and bugs.
I'm just like, straight men are gonna do what straight men do at the end of the day. Like, I want you to at any point tell me where that made sense in your brain. Like, I just want you to go from the very beginning moment. Do I think the idea is fine? Yes, in theory. But, like, okay, so one, you dumped all of her stuff out, realized it wasn't her bag, and then still used it.
Yes. Why would you not open... These bags are identical. You open it up, you immediately see, oh, this isn't my bag. But yes, you dump it out, you wouldn't just shake the stuff off and put it back in and then go dump your stuff out.
I can understand maybe he didn't even look first and he just dumped it out thinking it was his bag. But in the moment you realize it's not your bag and you still continue to use it.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Girl, make it make sense. Like, I'm like, I don't... No world does that logic make sense to me.
No.
And
but...
it would piss me off. I'm sorry, it would.
Oh, absolutely. I would be livid. But I do love sort of the drama this causes for the moment. Like...
The tension.
Yes. Then a boat pulls up to Uli, and first Sage has to pee. There's some excitement, so she has to take a pause. She can't be down there immediately. And the boats pull up to the other beaches as well, where we learn, I guess what, one person from each tribe has to go on a journey.
G-A-G.
So Matt goes from Hina, Jake from Kella, and Jawan from Uli. They arrive at the location and get to sort of meet each other, and then they walk up to a challenge. Paramount Plus, count your days once again.
Oh, God.
Because I was watching this live, and it had some issues during this section. All of a sudden, it starts buffering, and the audio and video stop syncing. And, like, very badly. I'm like, why does this seem to be a problem in my life recently, where video is not synced? And then I do completely close Paramount Plus for it to work again. But that happens, like, once I get to an ad in it. Anyways, I think I mostly got it, but it was, like, incredibly frustrating. And, like, I don't have this issue when I stream other things live on other streaming platforms, so why does it seem to be a Paramount Plus problem?
This is a Paramount Plus hate account.
It is. We should be getting it for free at this point. Like, why am I paying money? I'm paying the top tier to watch it live, and I'm not able to. Anyways, the gist is they have to throw coconuts into the other player's nets, and when your net gets too heavy from the other people throwing the coconuts in, you are out. The loser's life goes on. They're not going to lose their vote or anything, probably. Maybe. Potentially.
Well, right. But anyway.
But them going on it doesn't inherently mean that they're going to lose their vote, which I'm so happy about.
Yes.
But instead, the winner gets something. It doesn't just get their vote back, which I'm like, yeah, that's how it should be. Throughout this, Matt falls first, Jake second, and Jawan wins. So the options are you get to either help yourself or help your tribe. He can either steal Matt or Jake's votes or hurt one of the tribes at the next challenge. So when I load back in, we're at the beach, and Jawan has told people about his win.
Well, it's a surprise for you too.
Yes. And he's explaining about his decision of him picking the advantage for his tribe instead of for himself, which does earn him some points from everyone, potentially.
That's sort of the thing that I'm talking about this episode a little bit, is like, okay, we have the fun drama of Jawan dumping out Savannah's bag, and then immediately that is squashed when Savannah's like, Jawan's not that bad.
Yeah.
Like, okay. I feel like Jawan, personally, you didn't ask me this, but I'm inputting my opinion. I feel as if the better option would have been to steal someone's vote, but I don't know necessarily how I guess you play it off that you didn't win the challenge, but then all it takes is for Matt and Jake to be like, no, he did win it, to be like, okay, well, what did he get? But I feel like, I don't know, I feel like I'm losing my train of thought. Oh, I feel like strategically the better move would have been to steal in the moment. I probably would have stolen either Matt or Jake's vote, because there's no guarantee that you give a tribe a disadvantage that you aren't gonna win, or that you're gonna win.
Yeah.
Like, there's no guarantee there. Where if you take the vote, you guarantee yourself you have an extra vote. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't. That's the way that I thought about it. But then there's a whole way of you having to play off the lie, which can make it more difficult. But ultimately, we see that Hina still, not to jump the gun, but Hina ends up still winning, placing first in the challenge with a crazy disadvantage put on them.
Yeah. Before we get there,
Yeah.
my thoughts, I would have picked the tribe advantage slash disadvantage, I think, because he knows he's like on the bottom of his tribe, or like I'm assuming he kind of understands that. I think I wouldn't want to pick something that like makes me an even more immediate target. And like, you don't know, obviously there's only been one episode so far where we saw Kella losing, but they've clearly like been doing so poorly. I think I would be a little bit nervous about like any tribe shakeups to come and then being caught in that lie like pretty soon on. And like, if you have any opportunity to build trust in like a concrete way that will be proven, like, hey, I chose something for the tribe, I'm not lying to you, I feel like I'd take that. Like, it's going to be confirmed that he's a truth teller at this point.
Which, you're right, is ultimately what he needs. I think if I was in his position, I actually would never be in his position. I'm just built different. So, right. I wonder though, I do like the mechanics of not immediately losing your vote. I know you brought that up. I love that. And I do think although I still don't like it as an option, I think it being a consequence of you lose, it's not like a 100% guarantee, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
And I also wonder, had Jawan stolen like Jake's vote, or Matt, whoever, when Jake goes to tribal tonight, I wonder if the producers tell him prior that he doesn't have a vote, or if he goes and doesn't realize it until he gets to the parchment and it's like, you don't have a vote tonight. And then are they able to plan around that? I wonder what the T is.
Yeah, that's true. Well, we go back to Kella, and I realized I sort of skipped a part earlier with Kella, so I'm just going to sort of backtrack a little bit. Earlier, we saw, first of all, the bromance sort of playing in the ocean, playing mermaids, all of that.
I was watching with my mom again tonight, and I looked at that and I said, I kind of want them to kiss.
Right. Doing their little handstands.
Right.
And
the mermaids.
Yes. And so they're sort of looking for coconuts with enough coconut water. And Jeremiah had enough with Annie's sort of bossiness and attitude. And Jeremiah's sick of her. Sophie says that in real life she must be a Karen, all of that. And then the group sort of tells Jake about Annie plotting against him and is like, oh, no thank you, and hides one of her shoes. That brings us to later in the day. Sophie finds Annie's shoe in the tree, and Annie's like, why does this keep happening? Why do people's shoes keep going missing? And then Annie is braiding Sophie's hair, and Annie continues to push Jake getting out. And in her Sophie's confessional, she's like, yes, I like Jake, and I don't necessarily know if I want to work with Annie, but this sort of relationship between Alex and Jake is concerning to her. She knows that, she's probably the third in this. Mm-hmm. And then Jake and Alex are poking around the trees and finds the Beware advantage. And they have to lose the next immunity challenge. And then sort of events will unfold that should lead to an idol.
Absolute shenanigans and tomfoolery will occur.
Absolutely. This brings us to the immunity challenge. Again, Hina is stoked to be there. They come out swinging. And you know what? At this point, they deserve it. So
right. Maybe that's why they keep winning, is because they have a love for their tribe.
Exactly. So this challenge, they have to race over a net, work together to cross an obstacle, then they get to dig up a ladder to get a key to unlock a rope gate that they have to undo, and then they have to climb a ramp and solve a puzzle.
That little log stair step thing, like, I literally would be like, I don't think I'd be able, even, I'm climbing up the wall maybe, but I'm like, the stair step, that would freak me out.
Spaced 2 feet apart? Yeah, that was a lot. The reward is fishing gear. So, Jeff now explains how Jawan gets to give one tribe the disadvantage. This disadvantage is crazy to me. They have to individually, each member on this tribe has to carry 20 pounds of coconuts on their back. And then they have to search through this ring of keys, of 10 keys, to find the right one to unlock the little rope thing. And when I heard this, I was like, there is literally no way they're going to win.
I know. I've never seen a disadvantage. Like, I don't know how often Survivor has done, like, disadvantages on whole tribes like this. But I can't even imagine running an obstacle course with 20 pounds of coconuts on my back. It's not, the 20 pounds itself is bad. But it's the coconuts. It's the mass of the coconut in the mesh bag on their back, and the gravity. Like, it's not attached. It's not like a backpack.
Yes, that's what I was gonna say. Why was it like a sling across? Like, it should have been a backpack, so they weren't having to like throw it over their shoulder constantly.
When MC was the first to jump into that net obstacle, and it literally flung over her face, I'm like, that's kind of dangerous,
like,
right?
Break
like
their nose,
right? And like, that was the most, I think, inconvenient part of the whole twist was dealing with the actual like physicality of the coconuts.
Yeah, if it had been a backpack, it would have been different. If it was like more set in place, but literally having 20 pounds of coconuts just like flinging around as you're trying to move is crazy.
I hate having nuts fling around in my face, girl. Like, I don't. A wise woman once said, "Get those nuts away from my face."
What woman said that?
Latrice Royale on season 4 of RuPaul's Drag Race. But
that's
I just
her
hate
story.
it. And that's hashtag her stream. Like and retweet and post.
With hashtag.
Hashtag get those nuts away from my face. There is nothing like a classic Drag Race hashtag. Hashtag.
Yes.
What's the one?
Survivor used to do it too. Do more hashtags too.
Did you? It was just of the moment, you know, that early, like 2013 to like 2017.
But
like,
I remember there was an era where the dance moms would like live tweet the episodes.
like that's such that's her story. Sorry,
Hashtag
I'm not
blindside.
I have to read some of these hashtags from Drag Race. Hashtag I killed Judy Garland. Hashtag shoulders should match them hips. Hashtag Bed Bath and Beyonce. Are there other hashtag funny man Ross Matthews? Hashtag shoulders should match them hips. That's classic.
Okay, so Jawan picks Hina since Kella has already been losing and Hina has been doing so well, and Hina is incredibly butthurt about this. But I'm like, okay, guys, what did you expect?
Right.
Like, you expected Jawan to kick a man while he's down?
Right.
Like, you're clearly the strongest tribe. Why would he not give it to you guys? Anyways.
Confirmed, Hina hates puppies. Hina takes puppies out in the back and does the unthinkable to them. I'm just saying that.
Something you're a fan of.
Well.
Hey, I have not heard the dogs bark a single time this week.
Try to push me down, here I come. This is me.
Anyways, Kella has the lead for pretty much the whole challenge.
Wait, I don't know if you wrote this down. Do you remember... I love my mother. She was a little chit-chatty last night, and I did not hear what Savannah said to Jawan, and then Jawan responded on the mats. Do you remember that happening? Savannah, like, said something, and then Jawan... Or not Savannah, Sophie on the Yellow Tribe. Like...
Oh, I don't remember what she said, but she was... I don't remember what it was. It was just about, like, being... Why did they pick?
And then Jawan was just like... moving on,
and he was like, yeah, that's what it is.
Right.
I think, I don't know, something about like the strongest tribe, like you're just gonna pick us because we've been winning or something, or whatever. And he was like, yeah. They were taking it as like a personal attack. Hina was. And Jawan's like, I don't really care.
That'd be me if I gave a fuck, but I don't. So.
And that's why we need you on Survivor. Imagine that's how you respond to people.
That'd be me if I gave a fuck, but I don't. So Jeff, moving on.
You're the narrator.
I cut to confessional. Sophie acted like I cared, but I really don't care what happens to their tribe. Honestly, I hope they go to tribal and she gets voted out tonight. That's the challenge, Jeff.
Back to the challenge. Okay, so Kella pretty much has the lead the entire time, and then they get up to the puzzle. And this time we have sort of Hina struggling with the coconuts, but really not. Like, they really locked in and powered through. It was crazy. So then they all sort of get to the puzzle. They're there at the same time. And Kella completely loses their lead. I think they ended the challenge with not a single piece of their puzzle completed. Meanwhile, they had a large advantage on time-wise.
I know y'all are hungry or whatever, but that's embarrassing. I'm sorry. Again, I've never been on Survivor. We've never been on Survivor. We don't know what it feels like. That's embarrassing.
That was crazy.
Are you not embarrassed?
That's so embarrassing. Hina wins, comes in first, despite their massive disadvantage. And then Uli comes in second, and Kella goes to tribal again.
Jason killed that puzzle. Was it Jason and MC? Who else was working on that puzzle up there?
It might have been.
I think it was Jason and MC, our alternate king and queen.
Yes, our puzzle gods.
And then the Riz god. I don't think the Riz god. Who did the puzzle in the Red Tribe? It was...
I don't know.
This is me.
It was just so crazy to watch this sort of comeback happen.
I know. I felt a little sad for them.
It was definitely sad. But then, okay, so after the other two tribes are sort of let go to go back to their camps, Jeff debriefs the challenge with Kella, where he's like, Sophie, you look really sad right now, and then completely rubs in how badly they blew their lead. And as much as I was like, wow, this is interesting to watch, I do sort of love when nice Jeff is not there. Like, he really was like, no, that was embarrassing for you.
Right.
Like, you should be upset.
You should be crying because that was sad to watch. Like...
He's like, I should be crying because that was so awful to watch. Like,
he said, if I was you guys, I'd self evict. I'd pull myself from this game because at this point, there's no coming back.
Yeah, you guys all might as well just leave at this point.
Right.
So we go back to the Kella Beach after the challenge, and they are sick of losing, and they are fatigued after days of no fire or food. And Annie's talking to Jeremiah and Alex, and is like, Hey, me again.
Hey, people.
She's like, I know I've sort of been campaigning to get Jake gone, but we do actually have to keep Jake around for those muscles. Like, he did perform well on the challenge, and I'm hungry at this point. And then she talks to Jake and is like, we've got to go Sophie tonight since she performed so poorly in the challenge today. And Jake's agreeing with her to keep her comfy, but really everyone else seems to be pretty dead set on Annie going home. Because this was crazy.
One of my favorite moments was Sophie and Jake talking. Jake was like, for sure. Like, we'll do Sophie. And then it cuts to Jake and he says, I'm never writing Sophie's name down.
Yeah.
No chance I'm doing that tonight.
Then Jake and Alex go to Tree Mail to sort of get this idol, figure out this beware advantage. And Sophie also walks up at this time, and so they get to bring her on and the idol and what's up. And when they get to Tree Mail, they find sort of a cannonball attached to a chain with a key.
The old ball and chain.
They have a map with a clue to a lockbox, which they have to open to get the idol and restore Alex's vote. If they don't find it, the idol is nulled, and he will get his vote back after the next tribal.
Well, first of all, we all know about Alex's history with map, so it was already off to a bad vibe to begin with.
I didn't even think about that.
How do we feel about this if you don't find it tonight? You don't get it.
I kind of like it. I like it because it gives him his vote back, like, immediately if he doesn't find it.
If he's, yeah, right.
And then they're just like, okay, well, someone else can find the idol. Like, clearly you didn't do well enough. It's not just like this lingering thing. I kind of like that it like really shortens up this whole hunt for it. Like, you do it or you don't.
But I wonder why there's such a rush. Like, why is there such an imminent, like, you need to get this tonight? Like, why can't they just sit? I wonder if something happened in the past. I can't remember anything, like...
Yeah,
I don't know.
Maybe they just
Maybe
don't.
they just, yeah, maybe they want it like in play. Maybe it's happened in recent like new era history that like idol got left on a beach somewhere and producers were like, we want this idol in play. And so they're like, you need to find it. Like if you don't find it, then
Like
I don't know. But it's weird. I don't know if I hate it or if I like it. Like I don't feel overly like positive or negative about this rule, but I just think it's an interesting like asterisk to put next to this. You know what I mean?
I think I like it because I like that there's sort of an end date to Alex not having his vote. Like, I think that is important to me. And then I also like that I don't know, we see a little bit of how it can get interesting with, like, Sophie finding it and then being like, well, I don't know if I want to tell people about this because I kind of want the idol to be, like, in play for other people. And it's like if you don't find it, then, like, you're not. Like, that's your problem. Now it's up for other people. So, I don't know. I kind of like it.
I wonder what they're trying, like, for Survivor 50, I wonder if they're, like, making any changes. Because, you know, like, them not doing the no vote at the journey today.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's sort of prepping, because I can imagine you have, like, legends like Sari and...
Yeah.
Aubrey, people who've like played this game multiple times that aren't gonna want the new era bullshit, you know, like they're not gonna want to be twist screwed or lose their vote. They're smarter than the average, like,
Yeah.
not in the sense that like they can push back against production. Sari has played. This is her 5th time playing. She can push back against production, and she can like she knows her limits. She knows the limits.
I wonder
I mean?
if this season also can serve as sort of like they're testing some things out where they want it like perfected for 50. So they're like, hey, maybe we didn't love how this sort of Beware thing has played out in other seasons. Let's test it now, and then if it works, we can do it next time, maybe.
Right.
So then they go on sort of this search to find the lockbox, treasure chest, if you will. And Sophie ends up finding it first while the boys are sort of looking around. But she, like I said, doesn't want to let them know because she wants to keep this idol for herself. She wants it to go back into play and not let Alex find it. Then Jeremiah pulls up and they're like, okay, well, I guess we have to tell Jeremiah about this too. And finally they do end up finding the box and getting the idol. And this worries Sophie because she knows that she's not sort of
the priority list.
Yes, between her and Alex, like clearly it's them. Jeremiah also knows that he doesn't really trust this group since it's a 4, but he always seems to be the last person to be pulled in on things, which I'm like, yes, self-aware. Love to see it. But I'm also, I mean, he doesn't know this at the moment, but I'm like, they didn't necessarily want to tell Sophie about it either.
Right.
But yes, you are still sort of on the outs with that. Then Alex is back at camp and he shows Annie his idol. This is part I was like, you're scaring me and losing me. He says that he wants to work with her to play the idol on her to get Sophie out. And he wants to do this because he knows how close Sophie and Jake are. And he wants to split them up so Jake has to work with him. Which makes no sense because why would Jake trust you after that?
That's what my mom and I, like, so it cuts to commercial, like, quickly after this scene. And I'm like, it makes no strategic sense to get rid of Sophie tonight.
No.
Like, you're going to put yourself in such a bad spot for no reason.
Like, immediately, Jake would never work with you.
Right,
again.
and it's probably just the editors trying to give us options going into tribal council. Like, I highly doubt Alex actually was, like, very much considering this. But like, it makes no sense at all. Like,
the fact he even thought it at all is a little bit concerning.
Right.
And maybe, I just don't even see why we needed to make Annie comfy.
Right.
Like, there was just no reason for this.
I'd be forgetting shot in the dark is a thing sometimes until if somebody brings it up.
Yeah.
I just think I think part of the editing, like part of the storytelling, I don't know, is I think the editors and producers are probably like shot in the dark is now such a mainstay. Like it's so ingrained into the seasons that maybe it's like, oh, we don't even need to like tell the audience anymore. This is part of like the perspective, because this has been the thing the past couple seasons is like, oh, what if we have to split a vote for shot in the dark, you know? It's like we have to keep people comfortable so they don't play their shot in the dark.
Yeah.
Maybe that was, I don't know. I don't know. I'm just trying to think it through.
Yeah, I guess. That's a really good point. I just also forget about shot in the dark because I just don't really care.
Right.
I mean, it's been interesting at some points, but for the most part, I'm not really interested. Anyways, we finally pull up to Tribal Council. Everyone is pretty frustrated to be there. Everyone is really feeling the effects of losing and not having food and the heat in Fiji. Sophie is struggling. Jeremiah is struggling, having Jeff repeat the questions. And they again bring up eating the worms. Jake talks about needing a core 4 to get somewhere and how to get to a place where they can win challenges and get some food. And they also talk about how losing in the beginning can potentially help your game in the long run. Maybe make you a stronger player if you make it that far. And also you just get your head in the game a lot earlier than everyone else, which is true. And it is also always sort of jarring when we see one tribe that goes to Tribal Council a lot and then they're like playing hard when they get to either a merged beach or a tribe switch up. And then everyone else is like going to tribal for the first time and they're not really like prepared.
Right.
And then they sort of talk about how trust plays into things, and there's some pushback between Annie and Sophie on whether trust really exists in Survivor, valuing your tribe mates, your people in your alliances, and all of that.
I think Annie is just a little power hungry. I don't know. I respect the hustle, girl. Don't get me wrong. I can respect the hustle, but I'm like, part of Survivor, like, okay, you trust your gut, but to say there's no trust in the game of Survivor, like, you need to have trust in at least one person, or else you're gonna get so paranoid and, like, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's interesting, though, because you're, like, you just never know what the vibe is gonna be until you're there.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. But
yeah, Annie's mentality this whole time has been really interesting.
because it's kind of, like, mob bossy. Like, I feel like that's the vibe she wants to go for.
Yeah.
But
she doesn't have the respect of being the mob boss.
But I'm like, I don't think obviously she doesn't know she doesn't have the respect, you know? Like,
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
So, anyways, we get to the vote, and Alex does not play his idol, and Annie goes home. Sure.
Work.
I was nervous for you for a little bit, though.
Girl, I was too.
I was like,
God.
Alex, let's...
I think between our two winner picks, MC's looking like she has the longevity.
Well,
Sophie's getting a lot of screen time. MC's not getting a lot of screen time, but she just seems... I really liked what we got from her this episode. I like her, at least from what we're getting as the audience, her strategic sounding is...
Like she is thinking.
She's thinking, which I really like. And Sophie's thinking too, obviously. And I don't think she's overthinking quite yet, but I do feel like there's a possibility in the near future where Sophie's going to overthink herself into a bad spot. Mm-hmm. But she seems to be in a good, Jeremiah, we see this episode, is starting to question the score 4. He's starting to question his allegiance to Alex and Jake. And so Sophie... Where Jake on the outside, I think, looks best positioned out of the 4 of them. I think Sophie might be the best positioned because although she's not or Alex's number 1, she is one of Jake's number 1s and definitely Jeremiah's number 1. So there's going to be, Jeremiah's going to side with why did I just forget her name? Sophie. Jeremiah's going to side with Sophie before he sides with Jake and Alex at this point.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how she ends up. She's getting a lot of screen time and I feel like in a bad way, but I don't know if I'm just like anxious for my
I think like we can't even tell. I don't feel like I can tell until later once maybe another tribe has gone to tribal or something or like
what the vibe is.
Yes, because we're not getting anything from Hina really, like at all, and not much from Uli either. So like I feel like I don't know any of these people. It's just Kella's getting so much of it.
Yeah, yes. Yeah. I'm recording the podcast right now.
Hi.
Do you want to come say hi?
Sure.
Hello.
Hi. Mom and parents on the podcast. Hey. You smell good.
But anyways, I think it's just we'll see how it plays out. I think it's too soon to tell, really.
You're right. I think from a producer, I just am like, oh, I like Oh, I should have given her some of her thoughts while she was in here. But no, you're right. It's too early to tell. I just like thinking about it. You're like, oh, screen time. I think it's maybe not the best way to watch the show is being like trying to base what's going to happen off the screen time. But I do have an updated metaphor count from Tribal Council.
Oh, yes.
We are at 6, including the first 2 from the 2. Metaphor 3, Sophie talking about being... Sophie's our metaphor queen so far. Sophie talking about being at the principal's office.
Oh, okay.
Tribal's like being at the principal's office. Jake, I wasn't sure if this is metaphor, but he talks about how we're kind of living out in the Stone Age at the moment, you know.
Oh, no, that works.
Sophie, again, metaphor from last episode, a repeat, talking about they're in a leaky boat and they have to fill the hole. Mm-hmm. And then I think the biggest one, I think a reoccurring character across all seasons of Survivor. We're comparing Sophie, metaphor number 6, compares Survivor to the game of life.
Perfect. Well, thank you for keeping track of that.
Yeah, Sophie's at... I think that's 8 total. That's 6 metaphors. 4 of them have been from Sophie.
Wow. Well, she's
5 of them. Wait. What's the math? Anyway, it doesn't matter. Sorry.
She's in the lead, and that's all that matters.
That's all that matters. Hey, that's my winner pick. Thank you.
That's your winner pick. Thank you for watching this episode of the Making Fire podcast. It's been such a blast. Well, special guest appearance. That's your first mom appearance.
That's so true.
Well, in the meantime, be sure to
now you guys know I live with my mom. Ugh. Oh, God, I hate it.
Anyways, in the meantime, be sure to follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Making Fire Pod for all of that fun little content over there. Mm-hmm. And like, subscribe, share, leave a comment on your favorite metaphor.
So true.
And we'll see you next week.
Thank you for watching. I can't wait to see how this turns out.
Bye.